Hello, everyone. So I'm live now on the Money Talk with Gbemi show. And I've talked about this, informed a couple of people about this already. And I'm going to be having a guest today. But before I proceed with the live class and before adding my guest to this live broadcast, I'm going to want to share this on some of my channels. So you're going to give me a few seconds to get this shared, and then we proceed with the live broadcast. All right. So if you, any of you, if you are joining in and you can see me, and perhaps you have any question or you have any comment, please feel free to start making comments right now. All right. We can also answer your question during the course of this. We are here to talk about the truth, the whole truth about attaining consistency in currency trading. Okay. And I'm very sure if you are someone who is also already a trader or you desire to trade someday, you are going to benefit a lot from what we are doing here today. All right. So I've been having the session on Facebook. This is the first time I'm sharing this Money Talk with Gbemi on this channel. All right. So give me a few seconds and let me get this. Okay. So I want to just quickly share this with my team and then we get started. Okay. So I want to just Okay, so share because it's live. I didn't schedule it beforehand. So that's why it requires that I send it out this way when we are already live here. Okay, so let me just do the quick share and we get started. Okay, so what is this all about? It's a talk show, like I said, where I'm going to be bringing to your screen different professional traders who will share with us the truth about currency trading. Okay, those professional traders are here to tell you and show you exactly what you need to know to trade professionally. Okay, so I think I am done sharing. All right, so interesting. Welcome once again, everyone. So I have a guest with me today that we're going to be anchoring this discussion today together. It's not going to be just about me. I have with me Austyn. Komon is someone who is a professional in the industry. Austyn has been trading he has like 15 years experience as a trader and is done amazingly well in the market. Yes, just like me, Austyn also didn't get started in the industry on the right foot. He also has his own fair share of losses in the market. Okay, but right now he's been able to, devoted a lot of time to professional trading and now is doing well in the market, and he doesn't keep that to himself. I have learned a lot from him, the way he trades, the way he approached trading. I've come to see that a lot of guys today, they are in this industry just for the get rich quick. Everybody just wants to join in. They heard, it's the foreign exchange market and you can make money. In fact, you can trade with as little as $100 and you can make a whole lot of money for yourself. And they see, some people sharing pictures of their new vehicle, their houses, the luxury lifestyle. And that is what made them to look at it that, it looks like I can also do well here. If this person is doing this, I can. Yes, that has both its positive and its negative side. One of the motivating factor for me, for instance, was the fact that I saw people who were succeeding in the market at the point that I was about to give up. And I was like, if these people are doing it well, if these people are able to succeed trading consistently in the market, then that means there should be a way to do it right. So I went all out searching for that way to do it right. However, it could also be in the other way for someone who is looking at the luxury lifestyle and like, oh, so I can come in here and within a month I can become profitable and become a rich person and start making all the money in the world. So the choice is yours, however you want to approach the market. But know that whatever style you choose to trade with, the consequences are always there. So you want to learn to do it right. And I have also come to see that there are too many, how do I put it? People out there, traders, professed coaches, professed Forex trading gurus out there who only paints the industry in a different light than what it truly is. And that's why I decided to start a show like this where I bring people in to come and teach us and show us what success in trading truly means. Okay, so I'm not going to do too much of talking. I'm going to be bringing in my guests, and as people join in, as you join in, if you can see me, say hello. Let me see your comment. I want to be sure you're here with us. All right, so I'm going to bring him in now. Like I said, Austyn is been in the industry for some times. He's a life coach. He describes himself as an enabler that connects people to their innate and God-given potential yet to be discovered. Okay, he's going to tell you more about himself. He's also a public speaker, so he does a lot of things, and I'm sure you are as excited as me having him on the show today. Okay, so he's going to tell you more about himself when he introduces himself. So I'm going to bring him in now. Hello, Mr. Austyn. Good to have you here. And thank you so much for honoring the invitation to join me on the show.
Hi, Gbemi. Absolute pleasure being here with you tonight. Absolute pleasure.
Interesting. So yes, without wasting too much of your time, please let's go straight into the business of the day. Can you please do a little bit of introduction for us? Can you tell us about you?
Well, I was backstage hearing some of the intro that you're giving, and I think that much has been said. For those who don't know, my name is Austyn Komon, and a life coach, a public speaker. And to confine, the introduction to the discourse of tonight, I have been in I've been trading for quite some time, for just about 15 years, and it has been a real life-changing experience. And when I say changing experience, I do not necessarily mean in terms of the monetary gains. It will interest you to know that quite a lot of losses makes up that experience. And I'm hoping that in the course of tonight, people would not just ask questions, but ask the right questions so that we can help you to go together. There was a phrase that I saw somewhere some time ago, and I really love that, which says that, I'm always a student. I'm always a student. Something to that effect.
Yes.
That experience, yes, it's more beneficial when we all learn together. This whole experience is a lifelong learning experience, and I'm glad to be here. Just to also add, I didn't start off, trading. My background is totally different from, how I jumped into trading, but that will be another kettle of fish for another day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're about stepping into it. So let's just move on with it. Tell us about your journey, how you got started in the industry, and your journey, your background as a trader.
Well, I got into trading. A very close friend of mine, told me about his friend who was an IT specialist, certified hacker by Microsoft. So he's got a huge background in the IT industry. And
Yeah.
I got to meet this guy, interestingly, to see what he was doing. The friend who introduced me to this other friend uh, only talked about his successes. So, for instance, he said, "Oh, this guy was trading, and within 2 days, he made about $50,000." And in fact, he took me to the guy to show me the live account and to see the money. And naively, I did not ask the right questions. I was so excited about it. I said, wow, this is interesting, my friend. You've got to teach me. So that is how I began the journey. So I had to pay this guy quite a huge sum of money. He came to
Wow.
my house for about 2 weeks. I was having daily tutorials with him, one-on-one, for 7, 8 hours a day for 2 weeks. And then
Oh,
after
wow.
that, he then because again my motives and my whys were wrong. You know, I jumped in. He advised me, at that time not to quit my job. I said, no, 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 I cannot have something like this and still be working. So naively, I left the job I was doing, and I thought I could now make some money, and started trading. I started
Sorry.
I started trading and by myself. He again came to me because he was still trying to mentor me. But I
Mm.
pretended as though I was listening to him and taking his advice. I was giving him the right answers to the questions that he was asking, but I was doing something completely different.
Hmm.
Until I ended up, I remember then I just I had some small cash in my hand, about £15,000. I put that in my trading account. He was actually trying to trade it for me, and this was actually the time where we had the financial crisis. I think it was 2008, 2007, 2008.
Mm.
Again, because I did not understand the rudiments of the market, even though he had spent about 2 weeks with me, teaching me for 6 hours a day, I thought I knew everything. So
Ooh.
he entered a trade for me. I remember that he entered a trade, and for me, he could log into my account, into my computer from wherever he was because of his IT background. And so
Okay.
I remember this very, very vividly when he took that trade for me. At first, the trade, this is very, I'm saying this because this is very, very pivotal to some of the things that we'll probably discuss tonight. I
Hmm.
um, I found out that when he entered that trade, the trade was going negative. It was, the losses were, I think, about £1,000 in negative. So I was just saying, if this thing goes to 1,100, I'm just going to close the account. And lo and behold, it went to 1,400, and I just, out of anger, I went and closed the trade.
That's right.
As soon as I closed the trade, not even up to 15 minutes, the market shot up. You know those kind of huge, long candles that cancels
Exactly.
4 days of sideways move and this sort of nonsense. The market went straight up, and then at the end of the day, when we calculated the pips for just that one trade alone, I would have made nothing less than £65,000 on that trade. So I blew that, and I still did not learn my lesson. I was just now, doing things myself. I was angry with him, angry with myself. And then he asked me to come back to him again. I went, although this time I didn't pay him. We just became friends. And, I then sat and was watching him consistently, see what he did. I would go for his tutorials, for his teaching classes that he has with people, and just trying to learn. But unfortunately, very unfortunately, um, there was a mental block in my head, which did not connect. You know, the act of trading did not connect with my motives. So My motives was just to get money quickly. I want to make money. I want to make money. And I wasn't really learning and paying attention to the details. And like they would say, the devil is always in the details. So I never paid attention to the details of what was going on. And so for just to cut the long story short, I would say for nearly 10 years of this whole journey, I cannot tell you how many accounts I blew. I mean, live account, not demo. I was not interested in trading any demo from the first day. He told me trade demo for 6 months, and I said, okay, yeah, I will. But I was doing my own thing. So I was blowing account again and again and again. And when I say blow account, I was also blowing money until the coin finally dropped. And I thought to myself, one day after of just trying to reminisce on some of my losses and what I did not do. And I had to personally take a journey back myself to ask myself, why am I not making profit? And then it came to the point that I really ignored all the rules that I ought to follow. And so gradually I put myself together. I gave up for maybe about 7 months. I wasn't looking at the shut down my computers, anything to do with trading. I didn't want to know. All the books I had bought in my library, I did not refer to any of them, just threw them aside. And, I was just not interested until one day I decided, what, let me just look at what's going on in the market. And then, I summoned courage to fund my account again, and I started paying attention and just doing things that I should do the right way. And then I saw that I was making very slow progress, but very steady. And so I thought to myself, okay, if this is now consistent, then it is worth just building on this. And that is how gradually over time the story, the narrative kind of like changed for me. And I will be glad, like I said, I think that it would defeat the purpose if I just say things, but I would be glad if people can ask questions that, or perhaps yourself or whoever is on this call, if they can ask questions, then I'll be able to perhaps share with them some of these things that have worked for me.
Thank you very much, Austyn, for that, bringing us back. You took us back and told us how it all started and all that. And one point I really appreciate from what you talked about is the fact that at some point you had to, you sat down and you looked back into your trades and you tried to look at what you have done wrong. And like what went wrong, at what point did I go wrong? And I think that self-assessment is one of the things that can really help any trader. Blame game will not help anybody.
Sure.
Getting angry with the market, like you said you were initially when you were a new trader, will not do anything for anybody. Looking back and sitting down and taking and that's why one of the things I recommend for my traders is what we call trading journal. Journalizing your trades, so that at the time when you sit back and you go back into your journal, you can see the trades you've taken. If possible, you can even pen down how you were feeling at the point you were taking those trades. So by the time you are reviewing your trades, you will know the kind of emotion that was guiding you at the point you were taking that trade. So if the trade had been a successful one, you will want to repeat, that phase. And if the trade has not been successful, like, your story initially, it wasn't successful, and you were able to look at it, what was I doing wrong? And so you went back and you began looking into yourself. The trading has phases. There's a phase where you don't know that you don't know. That's the first stage. Then a point comes, yes. So you will think, oh, you don't know that you don't know, and you feel you know it all, and you just want to make money in the market. But the point comes where you begin to know that there's something I'm not doing wrong. I'm not doing right. So that point, when you get to that point where you can actually look back and, you know, begin to look inwardly that what is it that I'm not doing right? I think at that point, you are beginning to, you know, make progress. You are like on stage 3 already to get to the
Sure.
5th stage, which is the highest professional level. All right, let me
Sure.
not overtalk. Let me not overtalk. Let me ask you the next question I have planned for you. And like Mr. Austin said, if you are joining us on this live show, please, you can ask any question, okay? We are going to answer you as long as the question has to do with trading. Okay, so the next question is, did you begin making money from the one? I know you've mentioned this, but you can just re-echo that.
Um, no, I would say no, because um, if I said I made money from day one, that would be, it would just be a game of, it was more or less gambling, I would say, for me. It was not like I traded because I knew what I was doing and I made money. So, of course, I mean, the whole journey, like I said, initially, there were days where I would make, uh, £100, and then the following.
Okay, it looks like we lost Austin there. We are going to wait for him to be back. But while we wait for him to be back, I'm going to continue, you know, we're going to continue the gist together. So we're waiting for Austin to join in again. I lost him from here. Okay, I think it's back. So let me add him back. All right, we lost
Yes,
you a
I
little
was
there.
I was
So
surprised.
please continue. Yes,
Yes, yes.
sorry.
Yes, so yes, I would say I didn't start making money from day one because I honestly did not know what I was doing. I was more or less just gambling, and not knowing what I was doing until um, when I now obviously, like I said, went back and looked at what I ought to do and why I should be doing it. And then I started seeing some little profit consistently from what I did.
Oh, yeah. Interesting. Thank you. So then my next question is, what do you think, what are the things you think are now helping you, you know, the things you've done differently that you think are now assisting you to trade better?
Ooh, this is a very interesting question. Number one, I think trading. I mean, a lot of people would, um, we are all different and we approach the market differently. But for me personally, I think that the most crucial thing is mindset. Just having the right mindset. What I mean by that is that every day when I open up the charts, I do not force the market to what I want to see. I do not, uh, I'm not trying to force trades. I just go with what the market is saying. So, in order to do that, then you now have to now pull out all some of the rules that maybe over time you will now have to um, customize to yourself. So, number one, patience. Number two, you know, um, applying proper risk management. And then number three, just allow the market to do whatever it wants to do. And then, don't become emotional. It's part of the mindset that I talked about. I never approach the market with a certain mindset to expect, oh, because this happened, because of news, this and that, the market is going to go in a certain direction. So, I now try to force what I'm not saying, but I just go with an open mind, look at what the charts are saying, and then wait for it to play out. I must have my game plan, wait that it meets my trading requirements, and then apply the proper risk management. I think I must stress here that it doesn't matter what's, as a matter of fact, I mean, I make both say that every strategy works. It doesn't matter what strategy you want to use. People trade different all sorts of strategies here and there. Every strategy works. That's my own opinion. I might be wrong. But the difference is that everything rises and falls. It boils down. The bottom line is risk management. If you may have the best plan, you may have the best strategy, but if your risk management is non-existent, well, I would I would I would say that you are just a gambler. You are a deluded gambler, because sooner or later you will learn the hard way.
Interesting. Thank you so much for that. In fact, you've answered most. Sorry, like I didn't get. Are you still talking?
No. I'm done.
Okay, interesting. Okay, so I really appreciate the fact that you emphasize risk management, because if you look at most of the things I do, most of my posts, I have done a couple of videos even on YouTube here, on my Facebook pages, Instagram, about risk management. And I really love the fact that you talk about it this evening, because that is one of the things that we are really going to be talking about. Sorry, I hope it seems I'm echoing, right? Like I'm hearing my
No, I
own
can hear
voice.
you.
All
No,
right.
no, you're not.
Okay.
You're,
Okay.
you're
Fine.
fine.
Interesting. Okay. So it's risk management, like you said, is the major thing. You just have to learn to manage your risk. I mean, we are trading in the largest financial market in the world. I did a post today that this industry where we are trading does over $6 trillion per day in transaction. Trillion with a T in dollar. So
Absolutely.
somebody with $1,000 account. Okay, so if you are joining us live, I know a couple of people may want to watch this on replay, but if you are joining us live, you have any question at all, look at the comment section there, down there, and post. There's something like chats down there. You can put in your comments, and we will answer you. Okay, you can put in your question and we will answer you. All right. So you want to take advantage of the opportunity before I allow Austin to leave us this evening. All right. So risk management, very, very important. One of the things we just need to understand. You mentioned something also that I really appreciate. You said every strategy works. So what that simply means is that what is more important is not the strategy that you're trading with. Your risk management is more important. A lot of people that you're going to see, coaches, Forex gurus, what they are going to teach you is just the strategy. I've seen coaches that once you register, what they are going to start teaching you, what they are going to start teaching you, the emphasis is on, oh, these are the indicators you need to use. These are the things you need to put in. This is the way to enter. This is the way to exit. Fine, interesting. It's a good thing to know when to enter and when to exit a market. But it is also very important, like you said, to know that it is not about the entry and the exits. There are other things surrounding your success in the market, and you emphasize risk management. We know we are trading in the largest financial market. I may be trading a $100,000 account. You may be trading $50,000 account. Another person may be trading maybe even $500 account, $1 million account. It doesn't mean that they have the opportunity to control the direction of the market. This is over 6 trillion market. So having that in mind, knowing that you cannot control the market, should move you to go and learn everything you can about risk management. And that's the whole truth. Risk management is there, but it's not just risk management. There are other areas too. If you know how to manage risk, but your strategy is also not working at all, out of 10 trades, maybe you only have one win out of 10 trades, then your risk management may not work. So all of them work hand in hand. So thank you for mentioning that. So you have mentioned risk management. Are there other things you want to share with our audience that are helping,
Yes.
or that you will help anyone to succeed in this market?
Yes. I mean, something came to mind while we were talking about, apart from you may have um, risk management, and then your strategy is off point, it will still amount to the same thing. The other thing that I think is very, 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 very crucial, and I would perhaps break that into two, is greed. Greed is a factor that has brought many people
So
into
like trading
this.
psychology.
Yes, trading psychology. Yes, you know,
Yes.
greed is a major. I'm just trying to lay it bare. You know,
Yeah,
greed is a major
exactly. I love
factor that. Yeah, greed is a major factor that has brought many people into the forex market. Like for me, if you remember, I said in my intro that a friend of mine took me to his friend, and when I saw how much he was making from the live account, I did not ask him, "Have you made any losses? How much have you lost? Can I lose?" I was more interested in if this guy can make this kind of money. The questions I was asking him was just to buttress my greed. I was asking him, so how much did you start this trading with? How much can I go and get to so that I can make this kind of money? You know, and so greed is a factor that brings people, that attracts people. In fact, I if you permit me, let me just refer to one of my quotes because I write a lot. And I said this. I said quite often it is when a man fails to rationally and critically examine luring opportunities that he eventually becomes a victim of his own greed. And so I say that to say this, that greed has brought a lot of people here because they believe, oh, I just need $500 or even $100 to make an account. I was asking somebody some time ago, and I said, how much do you have to trade? They said to me, I have, I think $1 or $500. So that's very good. So how much do you intend to make on this? For the sake of this discussion, let's say $1,000. The person said. I said, how much do you intend to make on this $1,000 every month? How much do you intend to make on top? The person said, well, if I can make at least $500 every month, that'll be fine. And I have to dismantle all the person's bubbles. I said, listen, you are going to blow up this your money. Don't take, if you like, don't take my advice. I'm going to be very, very strict and harsh with you. You might be offended what I want to say. I said, you should be grateful. If I were you, I would probably target maybe 100 or 150, max $200 a month for your 1,000. And they were saying, what? For 1,000? No, 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 no. And I said, well, and I said, well,
You're even too much for telling him $200.
no, but the thing is, I'm just saying, I said max,
Yes, I
but
get it. I get.
yeah, so they weren't going to have it. And in my mind, I said, here we go again. Definitely, they will come back in 3 weeks' time to say, if I had known, I would have. They probably would say that half bread is better than none. So my question is that the point I'm trying to make is that greed has brought a lot of people, attracted a lot of people for the wrong reasons because they're thinking that I want to make money with small amount of money. And I always give the analogy to people when I speak to people about trading like this. I always give the analogy that imagine you if you have a grocery shop, and that grocery shop you bought all your things in that shop is worth $1,000. So can you, if you were truly trading bread, eggs, and all sorts of things, do you think from that 1,000 you will be able to make $500 in a month as profit? And they will pause. They'll be thinking, I don't. I say that this is the exact same mind that you must bring to this. This is not a get rich quick scheme, because when you look at it as something that would you make money quickly, and people who try to lure people into trading, they never tell you how much you will lose. In fact, they kind of like the nicer ones, they would allude to it, but not come because they don't want to discourage you. They don't want to because perhaps maybe they have something to gain in trying to bring in people, or whatever. Maybe they're trying to sell their strategy to you, or they're trying to develop a web class. And this is why,
Or
if you
they're
notice,
doing network marketing for a training company.
exactly. So this is why, if you notice with me, from the time that we met, which is, I think it's going almost 2 years now, if my memory serves me right. If you notice, I hardly comment. I sometimes I just say things and I would just drift away. But I have consistently watched what you're doing and how you're doing it. And even sometimes when I post some trading ideas, you know, I respect the fact that you are not moved by saying that, yeah, I want to take this trade now. You say, okay, well, it has not met my trading requirements, and so
Yeah.
I'm not going to, I'm going to have to wait, and that just tells me that this is somebody who has mastered her greed, because greed comes in many forms. It is greed that make people sometimes even sign up for trading, what they call these signals. They don't want to put in the work. And I want to say, lest I forget, that trading is more a skill that we need to learn, and learn properly, and be patient with it, and keep learning, because it never ends. It's a lifelong journey. So if you leave me to talk, I will talk to you tomorrow. So let me go back again and just emphasize, greed is a major factor, and the ability, like I said before, to manage your risk. I love something that you said, and I want to quote it, because I saw that as I was just scanning through some of the things that you posted. That
Okay.
risk management is not the avoidance of losses, but it is the avoidance of blowing your account. And that is what it is. I mean, there are days where you will lose, there are days where you will gain. But by and large, your gains should be more than your losses.
Losses. Yeah. So net profit is what we are gunning for. It isn't
Absolutely.
about not making losses at all.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Austyn. I really, really appreciate you. You've said a lot, and I've learned a lot from you. I want to try and see if I can quote what you mentioned earlier. You said something that lost. Can you
Oh,
quote it again? I want to get that very well. There's a
all right. I said,
quotation you read out.
yes, it's my quote. So it's
Yeah.
I said, quite often it is when
Mm.
a man fails to rationally and critically examine luring opportunities that he eventually becomes a victim of his own greed.
So he becomes a victim of his own greed because he did not critically examine luring opportunity.
Opportunities,
Exactly.
absolutely, absolutely,
Exactly. Thank you very
absolutely.
much. And that's
No
that
worries.
is one that brought me to a point where that I want to encourage our viewers now about that it is very important that you examine I know that a lot of us are not Christians, but there's a portion of the Bible I read that says that it is possible. It is that you should critically examine everything to find the truth, the truthfulness of it.
Absolutely.
Everything you hear about the truth. Somebody is telling you, "I'm telling the truth." The fact that I'm saying I'm telling the truth doesn't mean you shouldn't go back and examine it
Check.
on your own to be sure that, okay, is this person really telling me the truth? But I think one of the issue with people is that they people are too lazy. Let me put it that way. People are too lazy to go doing research, going back and reading and saying, okay, Gbemi is talking about risk management. What is this risk management about? What does it even take me to manage my risk? So people are lazy. People pay for courses because I offer coaching programs on my MS Africa Academy. And I have a lot of people who will pay for courses. They take up training. Some will even pay for the premium package where you have access to courses. You also have access to live interactive sessions. And these guys will not attend class after making payments. They will attend class. Maybe they attend like one or two classes For instance, I have this student at the time who attended like the first 2, 3 classes out of like 8 classes that he had access to. And he also had access to courses on the back office. I looked at his back office. I saw that he had not completed up to 20% of the courses. The first 3 courses, by the time we got to where you can enter trade, what you need to know by the time you want to enter and exit trade, he already stopped coming to classes. And you know what he went to do? He paid in money and he started trading live. He paid in $10,000 thereabout and started trading live accounts. And
Wow.
you know, I looked at it that this guy, because he was sharing some screenshot with me at the time, and I realized that there was nothing like risk management in this account. No money management, no proper positioning of trade. And I was like, you need to relax, go back to your training. Watch the videos, learn these things very well before you waste your money in the market. Because I'm always very straightforward with people. You are going to make loss. You're going to blow this account. And by that time, I'm not going to answer you anymore, because I try as much as possible to make people understand the risk management aspect, the psychology aspect, even setting up a trading plan for yourself, because you have to have a direction. You don't just jump into the market as a trader and you're just taking trade and exiting trade. But other people are too lazy. They don't want to watch. It's not as if this person does not have the money to buy with data to access videos online and watch. No. But he just feel, well, I know the basic. Let me jump and start trading. And he did not trade on demo. He does jump into the market. So this laziness is something that a lot of people have to do away with. And for some, they don't want to spend that money to learn the right way. You mentioned something that I appreciate. When you were new in the market, you already paid huge money to someone who you see as a mentor to come and coach you. You didn't just jump into the market and start taking trades on your own. You understand that it is always very good to have someone guiding you, someone who has been there. You understand? Now, this doesn't mean that you cannot be a self-taught. A lot of people can come out as self-taught, but it shortens your journey when you have a mentor. And then at least that person guides you to some extent. You can then become independent. By the time you start, you understand how to navigate the chart, how to master your risk management. By the time you're trading and practicing regularly, a point will come when you will become the master on your own, but that's initial period. I know people who will find it difficult bringing out $200 or even $100. Like I have a course that covers from basic to advanced level that is just $100. People find it difficult to bring out $100 to learn, but they can bring out $10,000 to trade. And it's always so funny. It's always so unbelievable, incredible. Somebody has $10,000 to trade. He cannot learn with $100.
Yeah, but the truth is that it's like the story of the cat and the horse. When you put the cat before the horse, there's going to be a problem. And
Exactly.
so people forget that it doesn't matter what it is. Hold on, just give me 1 minute, please.
Okay.
So,
all right. So why we waste for Austyn?
I need the power for man.
It's back.
I'm back.
All right. Please go ahead.
Yes. I was just saying that people forget that it doesn't matter how small or how big it is. The whatever you pay to develop yourself, whatever you invest to develop yourself is worth than even whatever field that may be. And so it's a disservice, actually. It's a huge disservice for someone who think that they can just find a shortcut. Well, I don't know who said this. I heard this somewhere, I think yesterday or today, I can't remember now, that, shortcuts would always cut you short. Shortcuts.
Interesting. Shortcuts will cut you short.
Yes, they take you nowhere, because people think, oh yeah, I just need to, if you go online, there are 1,000,001 videos that will teach you how to trade. And so people often think that, well, if I can just learn this one, I don't need anybody to mentor me. So I think, just to reemphasize what you said just now, for anyone who's listening on this call, or probably maybe watching this call later on, never ever deceive yourself. You see, self-delusion, the lie you tell yourself, is the hardest one to hurt you. You know, you can deceive every other person, but it is more dangerous when you start deceiving your own self. So what I mean by that is that you cannot begin this journey by teaching yourself and thinking that you would just make it. Go and look at the statistics. You know, you can Google this up and check it out. You know, you'll find out that there is a statistics that says that I think 97% of traders lose, and a very high percentage of that as well give up. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah. So, and a very high percentage of that, they give up within the first year or so. They just quit and, throw in the towel and run away. That's because obviously they started from with the wrong footing. So there's always a valid place to get taught, and to be taught by someone who, is not necessarily I think that, I mean, I have done it. As someone who's a bit from the teaching background, not that I understand.
Okay.
I know
As a
there
life
is
coach,
no,
I know that.
yes. You see, there is no there the greatest joy of any teacher is not the monetary incentives that they get, but
Exactly.
is to see that you excel in whatever field that you're going to be able to look back and say, you know what, wow, this guy has gone far, this lady has, she's, in fact, I'm having to go back to them and learn from them. That's just the beauty of it. So please, 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 I want to beg of anyone watching this call, never deceive yourself. Never convince yourself that you can watch 1 million videos online and become a good trader and make money. That's not going to happen. You need someone to take your hand in this journey and just tell you, you know what, I don't think what you're doing is right. Okay, what you're doing is right. Or somebody who can hold you to account. You want to take a trade. Somebody just, you saw, you belong to, there are many groups out there, either on WhatsApp or what do you call this other one?
Telegram.
Telegram. People are sharing Snapchats. I mean,
Screenshots.
Screenshots of results that cannot be verified, and people just say, okay. Like, there was a guy that kept on sending me things until I had to call him one day, and I took a screenshot of all his posts he was sending to me, and I said to him that all your trades, you have no stop loss. Why? He said, oh, well, I don't put stop loss.
Can you?
So I just said to him, I said, listen, my friend, it's not everybody that is in a group that is a JJC. I I've got the scars to show for my journey. So
As a trader.
yes, so take this sort of deceptive allurement, take them somewhere else. But I think you're doing a disservice to a lot of people who will come into this industry thinking that from what they see, they can just jump into trades. So if you are in that category of people sending you stuff and you just go and either borrow money from people or use your life savings or do whatever you want to do with your own money, it's your own money. Before you start doing that, you must also take this advice from me. You need someone who can hold you to account and ask you, why are you taking this trade? Explain to me why you must take this trade, without you saying, well, is my money, I want to trade. Somebody sends it to me and I just want to I think that it is correct. You need somebody to be able to hold you to question, to ask you, why you're doing what you're doing, and you're able to explain to them, okay, this is how I see it. And the person might just say to you, okay, have you looked at it this way? And then that just put your foot on the brake immediately. You may not understand the impact of that scenario, but it will probably end up, it is better for you not to take a trade than to take a trade and lose. So that's the point I'm trying to drive at. So you need somebody to be able to put you on check, not control you, obviously, but just to ask you, what are you doing? Why are you taking this trade? Talk me through it. And then you can say, okay, I'm doing this because X, Y, Z, and I think this is that, And if you are convinced about it, yes, by all means, go for it. But it's just good to have that person, um, like somebody like Gbemi, who's a mentor to so many people, to be able to refer to her on the basis of this. So, can you hear me?
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. So before I let you go for the evening, can you just, like a parting word for our viewers, what you would encourage them, new traders in the market, those who have been in the market, but maybe they also have some scars, like you mentioned, from their experience as traders. So can you just give us some parting words before we allow you to leave tonight?
Okay. Firstly, I want to say that if trading is not gambling,
Thank you for
and
that.
yeah, trading is not gambling, and this may sound a bit harsh to some people, but you probably would live to remember this if at all. If you want to trade, number one, if you truly want to trade, go and sit
Yeah.
down and ask yourself, why do I want? You must have a why. Why am I here? What is? Why am I doing this? If you're able to answer that, it will guide you. Number two, I also think that it is very, very important that um, I am a very strong advocate for having having enough money to trade. When I say enough money to trade, ideally, anything below $500, anything below that, you are actually, permit me to say, you're almost wasting
Gambling.
your time. Yes, you're almost wasting your time because if you follow strict money management and all the things we've talked about or you've been taught in the classes, you'll find out that for you to be able to make something decent with $500, it will take you quite a very long time. And who knows, by then, you might probably just give in and say, you know what, this thing does not work. Let me just give it up. So that's number one.
Exactly.
Have a good amount of money to
To
trade,
trade with.
at least $500, and then I would go back again and stress on the importance of risk management and curtailing your greed. Perhaps you may, for those who have been in the game and maybe for whatever reasons they feel this is not working for me. It is not that the market is not working. It is you who needs to adjust. You just need to maybe sit back and look at what is it that you're not doing. You must have been, like I said before, the devil is always in the detail. There are things that you may need your attention that you may just need to go back to and review, and you'll be surprised once they come in. I was saying to someone last week. I said to them, I said, look, I want to tell you something that I think you should start doing every day. You should have some sort of percentage of what you want to make on your account. So, for example, if you have a $500 account, your percentage for the week, you say, okay, I want to make 20% for the month. Break that down into a daily into a daily figure. So at least you know. For example, you might say, okay, 20%. That's 20% of £500. That's £100 I want to make at the end of the month. So £100, divide by 4. If we say 4 weeks, that's £20. So in a week, you want to make £20. So £20, break that down into 5 days. How much is that? In 20 divided by 5. Gbemi, help me here. You are the mass.
That's $4.
That's
20
$4.
divided by 5 is
Thank you.
$4. Yes.
That's $4. So when you take a trade, you make $4 today, close the computer, close the market, and go and do something. Don't try and say, let me just leave it to get to 7, but then I wouldn't have to worry tomorrow. Just have that discipline, and make sure that that's the only way you can consistently, because you are now growing your account by percentage, and then you can say, okay, you know what, I've done today's one. Tomorrow is another day. Like Gbemi rightly said, the market is over $6 trillion daily, not weekly, not monthly, every
not
single
monthly
day.
or yearly.
Exactly. So every single day, there's $6 trillion liquidity in the market. So if you can get your own small piece, just take it and go. It is the need to stay and make more that you end up blowing what you have and blowing up everything. So my thing is discipline, risk management, and just having someone that can hold, that you can go to, that can hold you accountable for your actions. That's for the newcomers. And when I say that, please don't get me wrong. I know that we live in a society where nobody really wants anybody to tell them what to do. But in this industry, trust me, you need somebody to guide you. I don't want to say tell you what to do. Yes, I don't want to use because if I tell you what to do, say, well, I'm an adult. Don't tell me what to do. It's my money. You need somebody to guide you.
I get it.
You really need somebody to guide you. So that's my point. But hey, I'm always happy, always a delight. I know time is of the essence, and perhaps we need to wrap this up. Anytime, I'm free to shed some more light, just in case people feel I didn't touch any of their areas of concern. But it's an absolute pleasure being here tonight with you.
Thank you very much. So if they want to come, do you mind? I know you do life coaching. You're a public speaker or something. Do you have is there any way people can contact you? Would you mind people contacting you? Maybe if they need your service or they want to just talk more to you, learn from you or something.
Okay, that'll be fine. What I would, yes, I can. My email would do, and also perhaps.
Okay, so give us the email.
All right. So should I type it there, or should I just say it to you?
Can you call it for me?
Okay, it's Austyn, A-U, just the way my name is spelled, A-U-S-T-Y-N.
Okay, you said Austyn?
A-U-S-T-Y-N.
Okay. Austyn, A-U. Yes, I have that. Y-N.
You have my email?
That's the way your name is showing here, right?
Yes, then 5, the number 5.
Okay.
At
live,
L-I-V-E.
At live, L-I-V-E. Okay.
Yes, .co.uk.
Okay.
And then perhaps maybe if you want my WhatsApp, you've got my WhatsApp, so you can just put my WhatsApp number there. Those are the 2 easiest way to get me. Every other, my other social media handles, I have kind of like taken a little bit of a back step.
Okay, so WhatsApp.
Yeah, my WhatsApp number. It's you have my number, don't you? It's that same.
I do.
Yes. So yeah, okay. It's +44, and that's my WhatsApp line.
Okay.
+44.
All right.
79.
79.
03.
03. Yes.
277.
277.
Yes. 277 963.
963. Is that all?
That's all. That's the most easiest and best way to catch me. I'm on other social media handles, but these ones would come straight to me 24/7, and I'll be able to really respond if I need to.
Okay. So did I get it? Can you see it on the screen? Is it correct?
Yes, +4479032779. Yes, correct. And the email,
Okay.
absolutely correct. Correct. Yes.
Thank you very much. It's an honor to
Pleasure.
have you on the show tonight. I really
Pleasure.
appreciate spending so much time with you, about 1 hour already. Thank you. I
I know.
appreciate
Time
you.
flies.
So, yes, I look forward to having more interesting sessions like this with you again some other
Thank
time.
you.
Thank you very much.
Thank
So
you.
I'll allow you to go now.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye bye now.
Bye. Yeah, bye. Thank you very much, everyone. And this is how we come to the end of Money Talk with Gbemi tonight. And when I talk about Money Talk with Gbemi, it goes beyond money, just how to make money. We tell you the whole truth about making money in the currency market for now. Later, I'm going to be adding other industries where people come out and they tell you what it takes to make money from their own industry. For now, we are talking about how to make money the right way, the legal way to make money consistently from the currency market, from the foreign exchange market. And that's what you have learned tonight from me and Austyn. I am very sure you've learned a lot, and I hope you appreciate this. And if you would like to learn more, please feel free to reach out. Below this video, on the information path, the detailed part of the video, I have my own WhatsApp number there. So you can always reach out at any time if you have questions about trading. I'm also going to leave a link to my where you can book me for a consulting, free consulting, 20-minute consulting, where if you have any question about trading and you want to learn about how to get started in the market, we can talk together. Okay. And if you would like to learn more about this, you want to reach me, that is my own WhatsApp number showing on the screen right now. Okay. So thank you all very much for being a part of the show tonight. I'm going to be here again next week, possibly on Tuesday or Thursday like this. I will announce that before the date. Okay. And I'll be bringing to your screen another expert in the industry who is going to come and share with you the whole truth about making money in the industry. You see that we are not here to just paint it like, oh, you can easily make $100 accounts. You can make all the money with $100 account here. No, you can trade well. Like Austyn has said before he left, he said it is also very important that you trade with a tangible amount. A lot of people tell me, the broker you use, don't they accept like $50, $20 to start trading with? The broker I use, they accept that. Fine, your broker may accept as little as $20, but you are not trading if you don't trade with something that, a little, you'll be able to manage your risk. Because if you are trading with $100, for instance, you cannot be a swing trader. And if you want to be a day trader, you will even be limited in the kind of trade you take because it is advisable you don't risk more than 3% per trade. And if you're not going to risk more than 3%, then there's a limit to what you will be able to get in the market for as trade, that you can take. So that's why, like he advised, it is very important for you to start trading with something that makes a lot of sense. Yes, some brokers accept as low as $100, but as maybe a scalper, you can still trade with like $200, $500. But if you want to be a swing trader, you need like $1,000 and above for you to really manage your risk well and, trade professionally in the market. I hope you got value from tonight's class session. Thank you all very much for being here with us. So I'll be calling it a day. If you have any question, that's the number on the screen. You can reach out to me on WhatsApp, and you can also reach out to Komon, who was our guest for tonight. From the one I shared earlier, or you look at the comment section, the chat session for that. Thank you for being a part of this, and please enjoy the rest of your evening.